Hi again. Sportswear firms seem to be losing their appetite for the Iranian market these days, with Germany's Adidas now saying that it no longer wants to work with the Iranian Football Federation. Some reports claim the decision's dictated by those US sanctions against Iran. Donald Corter reports.
One by one, business giants are cutting ties with Iran, and the latest is German sportswear company Adidas. The company said it's no longer going to do business with the Iranian national football team, and that didn't exactly go down well with Tehran.
Given the improper and indecorous step taken by Adidas AG with regards to the sacred name of Dear Iran on its website, it is necessary to take prompt punitive measures against such conduct that violates human rights and sign a contract with an alternative prior to the start of the Asian Football Confederation Asian Cup.
We took to the streets of Tehran to find out what Iranians think about Adidas's decision.
The Adidas slogan is "Nothing is impossible." What they did is prove that they contradict their own slogan.
I believe what they did belittled the Football Federation. First of all, I believe there is no need for us to introduce politics into sport. It is a nasty thing to do. There is no sense in a country like the US or any other country trying to enforce this.
Quite the contrary. It is they who should worry that they have lost a very good market.
We asked Adidas to comment on the reasons for the decision, but they declined to give any details. The company's move comes hot on the heels of Nike's decision not to sell football boots to the Iranian World Cup team. But the Iranians played admirably at the World Cup, and its supporters took to ridiculing Nike's motto. Unlike with Adidas, Nike's motives for leaving the Iranian national team without any gear were quite clear. They just couldn't do it, and they fell in line with US sanctions without much of a fight.
US sanctions mean that, as a US company, Nike cannot supply shoes to players in the Iranian national team at this time. Sanctions applicable to Nike have been in place for many years and are enforceable by law.
And with the US threatening further sanctions, even more American and European companies appear unwilling to deal with Iran. And that's despite the fact that since the Trump administration's sanctions announcement, EU officials pledged to support and protect European businesses.
As the European Commission, we have the duty to protect European companies, so we now need to act.
We are determined to fight so that the decisions taken by the United States have no repercussions for the French businesses that invest and have invested in Iran.
Top EU officials even wrote a letter pleading with the US to exclude European companies from the penalties. And the State Department's response? It's our way or the highway.
We are asking every nation who is sick and tired of the Islamic Republic's destructive behavior to join our pressure campaign. This especially goes for our allies in the Middle East and Europe.
Easy for him to say, especially when many are saying the EU will bear the economic brunt of cutting off ties with Iran. But for now, it remains to be seen whether impossible is truly nothing for the bloc.
Jan Oberg from the Foundation for Peace and Future Research says it is the US that's pressing European companies to stop dealing with Iran.
You see, the United States is now bullying European companies and governments, sending them messages, putting pressure on them to stop any kind of cooperation with Iran. That's a very nasty thing to do because it's suffocating 85 million people and their lives after having done this since '79. At some point, it should be enough. I must say it's appalling, it's narrow-minded, and it's very sad to see that there are a number of countries who do not have any kind of sense of what they do politically, in the belief that they can avoid politics. Now, I can maybe understand that for American companies, but I have no respect for the idea that European companies and banks should not just do what they do because US law must never apply to countries outside the United States.